Devlog 11 for Project 2, a dark fantasy VR game we're making here at Alta. While watching this week, I'd love to know what you're all most excited to do when you get to play the game in the future. Leave a comment below and let us know. A lot has been happening with the development of Project 2 these past couple of weeks, so let me catch you all up. First up, enemies now wander and patrol the environment. You may have noticed in the past that they just stand there, but now they walk around, exploring and patrolling themselves. But if they catch sight of you, they'll pick up speed and run over to fight. It may not sound like much, but it really changes the way you approach gameplay, because some of the wandering patterns are random. You'll often never see an enemy in the same place while playing now. They may have even heard you in another room, and if you left the door open, they'll come wandering in and spot you. It changes up the dynamic of how you approach combat especially. And talking about hearing others and sounds in general, the overall sound of the game has been developing with different sounds for different kinds of hits, scrapes, and blunt bashes. VFX is also continuously being worked on and improved to look and feel the best as you impact with different kinds of objects in the environment. Another new addition this week is what the combat team are calling the skeleton Clubman. This enemy hits pretty hard. It wields a huge two-handed weapon and swings with such vigor that it can really do some nasty damage if you're not prepared. But as always, I hide behind my shield, watch him attack, and just say, I can do this all day. I really am living out that Captain America fantasy against this guy. Anyway, some well-placed attacks and blocks, and this guy topples down, but it's not an easy fight. As you can see, there's a ton of awesome things I've showcased in this devlog already, but now we're on to a big one, the gameplay loop. Welcome to our new environment to test this new gameplay loop out. So after you spawn in, you fight enemies and collect loot, and you can of course always do this, and then find a means to escape with your loot. But if you want a more targeted experience and a definitive direction to go in, you'll find clues, which currently look like this for testing purposes. These point the way, and as you venture that direction or explore adjacent areas, you may find more clues also pointing the way. Eventually, you'll make it to a room with a fearsome enemy in. Right now, we're using this giant grey slime enemy as our boss-like enemy here. Once you slay this fearsome monster, it will drop an item which you will need, which right now is a bright blue cube. This also has a compass pointing away, which if you follow, will take you to a pedestal where you can place the item, or the cube in this case. And it will create a portal for you to extract from. This is the core of the new gameplay loop we're currently testing and really loving. We'd love to hear what you all think about this too, just from this video. As I mentioned earlier, this won't be the only goal or thing you can do, but it is very much there for those wanting a definitive direction and singular goal to aim for. When you first start playing the game, you may be too weak to even tackle this path, so you'll fight easier enemies, collect loot, and gear up until you have leveled up and unlocked more skills to take it on. Now I am going to talk more about skills in just a minute, but first, this environment I've been showing with the new gameplay loop has already received a number of improvements and visual upgrades while I've been making this devlog. This entire level was built using the level building tool that Calvin showed off many devlogs ago, and is a testament to how far that tool has come. It is still early, but I think looking at the direction it's taking visually will give you a little bit more of a glimpse into the direction we're taking environments in Project 2. Okay, I promised to talk about skills. So, skill trees. Since we started sharing in-development looks at the game through these devlogs, there have always been people asking about classes, and the way classes currently work in Project 2 is a little different than you may have imagined. Currently, everyone when they start the game is a recruit, and this is the recruit skill tree. This is a standard low-level character, but as you level up, you get skill points, which can then unlock different nodes on the skill tree and advance to, you guessed it, actual classes. Currently in this testing phase, we have Fighter and Rogue as our main two skill trees, which also themselves have two subsequent specializations you can go into. For example, the Fighter can become a Knight or a Swordsman. This means that everyone's journey in Project 2 will start the same, but progressively become different as they sculpt their character to be more defensive, agile, aggressive, or stealthy, and unlock specific skills and stat increases that come with each of those pathways. And yes, there'll be other classes and more of these skill trees in the future, but these have just been added as a proof of concept and a prototype working in the game so we can test them all out while the game is in development. Whew, there was a lot of cool things to show this week. I hope you all liked this jam-packed devlog. I can't wait to go further in depth on all of these features, but there's also a ton more being worked on right now that I can't wait to share with you all. From characters to weapons to consumable items, you will have a lot to look forward to from these devlogs. So now you're all caught up, what are you most excited to do when you get to play the game in the future? Leave a comment below and let me know. And what did you think to everything shown in this week's devlog too? Are you already thinking about what kind of character you'll sculpt with the skill trees? Or maybe you'll make multiple characters so you can specialize each one down different paths of the skill tree? Again, comment down below and let us know. Remember that if you liked what you saw in this week's devlog, please like the video, it will help others get to see these too, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with these devlogs every week. We also have a Discord server for Project 2, you can join via the link on the screen or click the link in the description, and let us know what you think to what we've shown of the game so far, and chat to others watching the game develop too. And with that, I must say thank you so much for watching this week's devlog of Project 2, and I can't wait to show you all more in the next one.